Warning, this podcast contains Robbie K. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Sleepy Hollow, Season 4, Episode 8, Sick Burn. I'm your host, Dom. With me is Kim.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm good.
So, Robbie K was a huge surprise for me for this episode. Robbie K he was pop star Logan McDonald in this episode. And Robbie K is one of my favorite new younger actors, up and coming actors. And he played Peter Pan on Once Upon a Time, and he played I forget his name in Heroes Reborn. And he's absolutely phenomenal. He's one of my favorite young actors. He's played Peter Pan better than anybody I've ever seen play Peter Pan. And that's where I gave him all the credit. And then when he was in Heroes Reborn, he's fucking phenomenal. And I don't know, you know how everybody says oh, I'm psychic, I was thinking of Robbie, whatever, and then he appeared. That's kind of what happened. It's weird. It's really, really weird because I'm sitting here and I just came off watching another show, and I was just watching the whole lineup last night for everything that I had to watch today, and I'm sitting here going, all right, well, it was Riverdale. I watched Riverdale, and I go, okay, now we have to move our Riverdale time slot because Once Upon a Time comes back, and that takes precedence. That's the original time slot that was in. So I was like, we gotta move that. And then as I was thinking of that, I was thinking about Once Upon a Time, and I was like, I really miss Robbie K, as Peter Pan. I was like, I miss him. And then I put on Sleepy Hollow, and then Robbie K walks on, and you see the cardboard cutout, and I'm like, that kind of looks like him a little bit. And then he walks out and takes the selfie with I'm too flabbergasted right now of Robbie K. I've totally
I can't think of her first name. Why can't I remember her name?
Molly.
Molly.
And I was just like, are you kidding me? And I was really kind of upset because I was like, Robbie K is such a phenomenal actor. To have him play such a minor role in this episode, and he's a one-off kind of pop star character, and I'm just like, that's really disappointing to me. And then the end of the episode comes, and it's he's here and he's working with Dreyfus. I jumped up and went, yes! And this was at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm so glad that I don't live with anybody else, because I would have woken up the whole house. But this
I was just
surprised.
So I thought it was going to be a one-off character. I didn't realize I was surprised that it was at the end.
Yeah, so Robbie K means a lot for me, having him on the show. He's great. I hope we get to see a different side of him that I haven't seen in some of the other shows, because he played a villain in one, he played a good guy in another. I'm not going to say which was which. And to see him maybe be somewhere in the middle for this show is really intriguing to me, because he's clearly a pop star. Molly and... It's kind of reminded me of One Direction or something like that, where everybody's going crazy over him, taking selfies with the cardboard cutout. But he also seemed super into his fans too, for him to cut through the line and take a selfie with Molly because she was the youngest girl there. I thought it was really cool. I thought that was awesome of him. So I cannot wait to see what they have in store with him. But I think possibly what was more interesting to me this episode than anything was what was going on in Vault 355 with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen ripoff that they had with Paul Jennings, Davy Crockett, Samuel Wilson, and Sacagawea. That seems fantastic to me, and I cannot wait to see where they're going with this.
We're definitely gonna get more of them being this epic.
Yeah, it's got to be more, because they had a whole painting dedicated to them sitting in the vault in one of the storage closets or whatever, that they found. And this seems like more than a one-off thing. all of these people, obviously Davy Crockett, Samuel Wilson, and Sacagawea are well known. But Paul Jennings was a freed slave, I believe.
Yes.
Also a real person. So these are all people really rooted in history. They didn't make any of them up. So I'm excited for Davy Crockett. I need more Davy Crockett. Sacagawea is probably second on my list of the most interesting of them.
She was the first for me.
Yeah. So, why exactly are you excited for Sacagawea? Any?
I guess because like I like the social in general because I'm always big human American history, excuse me. And I think it's funny because earlier I actually had someone at work. She's doing her like history like homework or whatever for college history stuff, and she goes, she's like, what was she's talking about? They're talking about the Louisiana Purchase,
Right.
and she's like, oh, what? She's like, why did they do this? And I turned around and I was like, oh, Manifest Destiny. She's like, what? She didn't understand. I had to explain to her what it was, and so I think I definitely, and I think Thomas Jefferson in general was a big character for me. So anything that had to do with that, so Louisiana Purchase and all of that, so it was all just kind of streamed off of that.
Yeah.
That's why she's a big person for me.
Cool.
And to see her doing something other than like I felt like she's kind of quiet, you know, in the like okay, so she did all this stuff with them, but I think it's cool to see her stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I mean, we don't have a lot of episodes left. Sleepy Hollow is only going to 13 episodes, and then we're done. So that's five more episodes. So hopefully, I'm hoping that these characters, as well as Robbie K, obviously, play a much bigger role. But these characters are gonna have a much bigger role in the past than obviously the present, because they're, to my knowledge, not alive anymore. But I think what we're gonna find is a lot of things that they've gone through may be similar to what's gonna go on now. I don't know exactly, but they always end up relating the past to the present. So I think we're going to see that more with this group, and I'm really excited for that. But the one thing that really has me going, what the hell is going on, is whatever the hell is going on with Dreyfus and old Ichabod Crane. Like, what is going on with that?
These visions that both he and Molly started. Molly had one there at the end.
Yep. And Dreyfus had one at the beginning.
Yeah. So apparently,
was it Dreyfus? Yeah, Dreyfus.
Yeah, it was Dreyfus. Yeah. So apparently, in this whole future, Dreyfus wins and puts Ichabod through hell is what it looks like. Yeah. He's got like this big, huge, crazy, like gnarly scar across his face there.
Yeah,
it looks all super pale.
Don't know what happened, but this is all now since Dreyfus became immortal. So we don't know if he has powers for like seeing the future, anything like that. If he acts like a prophet or something like that. Molly's getting these same visions, so I think what it means is the course of whatever's going on now, this is the future that leads to, but it can be altered, it could be prevented.
I'm sure they could be altered.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting if it turns out that we're going to time jump and, Molly can get older or something. And because Molly's only 11 right now, right. If we time jump 10 years and put Molly, 21, they can get a different actress to play Molly next year, have the big cliffhanger end on whatever is going on with this. And then, they can do that. They could. That now, is if we're getting renewed for another season. We don't know.
There's been rumors that Sleepy Hollow might be on the chopping block.
The Sleepy Hollow's been on the chopping block since season 2, and it squeaked out 2 more seasons. So
this is true.
All bets are off with the show as far as I'm concerned. I'm not listening to numbers anymore. I'm just waiting for the official word. I can't really go by anything, So you think having one of the lead actresses leave the show would be enough to kill the show when it's already on the chopping block, and it's still outlasted. So, and I'm not even upset about it. I'm not even upset because this season has been fantastic. So
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know where they're going with the storyline. I want to think it's a self-contained kind of thing, so I think it's going to be resolved this season, as opposed to see it arc into another. Not saying it couldn't, but it's not really what I see for it.
It has the potential too. I mean, if they make it that big. I mean, as far as we've seen, like the future thing, he's got like whole like world domination shit going on. So
Yeah, yeah. This is probably just the future without Dreyfus being stopped. Is probably what that is going to be. So, I don't know. But they're. I love how everything that's going on, they just instantly blame Dreyfus for. Like, instantly. Like, we don't know. I mean, we know now that Dreyfus was involved in this particular incident, but we don't know if he was involved in the Plymouth Rock werewolf incident from last week. We don't know if he was involved in whatever else they've been accusing him of. It's safe to assume that, but to just instantly jump to this is Dreyfus, seems a little weird.
well, they said that they thought the werewolf was
Dreyfus.
Dreyfus.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like that goes even further than putting the blame on him. That's actually him being the blame, like I'm not saying he unleashed the werewolf. They're saying he was the werewolf. So I don't know. But then, like, we were really excited coming into this episode for the whole literal viral video.
Oh yeah, because the whole like virus spread through phones.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got their face glued to their phones.
And it comes to, like, to think about it. Something like that ever really happened? Like, you know how scary that is? Like, you know how many people would die?
It'd be screwed. I like for some reason, like when I thought about this, I had to laugh a little bit because they're coming out with a new Ring movie.
Yep.
And I was like, what if if that went into like viral like that, like YouTube or
Yeah.
How many people would be like, everyone's phones would be ringing, you'd be dying in 7 days.
You pull out your VHS, right, and you pop it into your capture card, right? You record it and throw it up on YouTube. The whole world is dead,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, except for some of those island tribes that don't have any contact with anybody, that murder you if you try to get near their island. Those are the only tribes that would, they're the only people who would still be alive right now. So,
because
your mic totally cut out. Oh, wait, hold
yeah,
on.
I know. I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we'd be fucked. We would be completely fucked. So.
And no one would listen to anyone saying, oh God, don't watch this. But like, they'll only make people watch it more because it's just.
You saw what Crane did.
It's the human race.
You saw what Crane did, right?
Everyone put down your phones, and everyone looks like you're freaking crazy, dude.
They looked at him like, yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, how many times people they say stuff like that are like, oh, how bad it is for everyone to have their face stuck on their phone. Da, 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 da. No one takes it seriously. They're just like, oh, this is some crazy dude thinks phones are bad.
It gets to the point where you just like ignore them. Like I spent a little bit of time on traveling through New York City, right? And there is a young lady with Tourette's, and she walks up and down the street screaming about how she hates her mother and she's gonna kill her and she's gonna stab her and she's yelling this down the street, and like her mother's not on the street. Like I've seen her like 3 or 4 times now, and it's like a regular thing, and everybody just ignores it, and I'm just like, how do you ignore this? Like,
Get so used to it. I mean, they're just used to it being there.
Yeah,
so.
I guess so. And it's like, she's on the subway, and people are just like going about their business, like nobody's doing anything. Like me, the first time I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go over here now, and and everybody else, there's people just sitting next to her like nothing is going on. And she's screaming at the top of her lungs, and I'm just like, okay, and but Crane doing it, and everybody yelling, "Turn off your phones!" Or it's a viral weapon, and like all. They didn't bat an eye. They just looked at him like, yeah, okay, sir, and went right back to their phones. So, but bringing the whole Jin into it, or the genies,
Oh yeah,
I
the
thought was
genius.
fantastic. We haven't had them in in Sleepy Hollow yet,
So
I
no, it's
believe.
super. We had him in Supernatural. We haven't had him in Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, so that was absolutely fantastic, and to put kind of anytime they put the team in danger, like they put Alex in danger here, and then when Alex had it, and then Jake watched the video to
Jake.
like alert. I was like, they're in no danger. Like I thought maybe one of them, okay, one of them maybe could possibly, but when both of them are in the same danger, I was like, nah, they'll find some way out of it. That's kind of the drawback of watching so many shows like this, and you get used to the pattern and everything. You're just like
Them not wanting to
they're
kill people off.
they're not in any danger whatsoever. This isn't like a Game of Thrones style show where it's just like kill everybody for the sake
Everybody's
of
dead.
killing everybody.
It's like now when I watch Chinese dramas, I'm like, oh, everybody's gonna
Yeah.
die.
If this was a brand new, like if a brand new character came in and was like, I'm joining the team, and then they get infected, I'd be like, yeah, you're probably gonna die, and more than likely I'd also be right. But when it becomes a main part of the team, I don't even get concerned.
So they got all like romantically.
Yeah, huggy huggy, like that. That was kind of a romantic hug going on.
It was cute. It was
Where you're not interrupting anything. What? No.
Yeah, they're gonna play that off for a while.
Yeah.
But there's definitely something gonna happen between those two.
Well, she started off. She watched the video because she was on a Tinder date, right?
Yeah. With
And-
some weirdo.
Yeah, some weirdo. What her Tinder date was very mild compared to the girls that I've met on Tinder. I don't know about you. Like
I've not used Tinder, so I don't.
I've tried it. I tried it for.
I thought about it. I've used other dating websites, and I haven't had any like problems. I haven't had really weirdos. I usually can tell before I go on a date with him. Before it's like, okay, you're weird now. I don't want to know how you'd be when I'm in front of you.
No, because it was just like I'm kind of bored.
I'm bored.
It's not like I was looking to hook up. That's not what I was like. I'm kind of bored. I'm looking maybe just go hang out and go grab some drinks and just something to do kind of deal, And then you start talking and it's like either they want to hook up right away, and if you're not down to hook up, like DTF, like
so
that's
they just
it.
use wait.
Yeah.
So here, listen, boys and girls do it too. It's not just a guy thing.
And so I'm just like, is this all this app is? And the ones that I found that seemed kind of normal turned out not to be normal anyway. So it's just like it was a lose-lose situation. So, but yeah. But Omi in chat is saying, not saying that someone with Tourette's is crazy, not at all. But people in big city environments become accustomed to people acting out. It's very true. It's very true. And I'm not saying that she's crazy, but it's unusual. It's not normal day-to-day circumstances, And I understand Tourette's
someone
is a
with
very
Tourette's
real
can't
thing.
they can't handle it, but
yeah, they can't control it.
If she's on like the bus, or the subway or whatever, or walking down the street often, you become like just immune to just nutsness.
Yeah.
They go, oh, whatever. I live in New York.
Oh, exactly, for sure. So we do that, and then we had Jenny and Molly spend some time together, and I really like that because you had Diana at first was just like, no, you're not spending any time with Molly, and now we've moved on to, okay, maybe Jenny isn't the worst thing, so she's somebody's got to watch her, and Jenny kind of knows what's going on. Jenny might be the perfect person to watch her right now, and then Jenny kind of wants to get to know Molly for the witness and having some tie to Abby, like see what's going on and all that. So I see Jenny's connection to that. So Jenny kind of does this witness test that apparently they all did, and Jenny did it and picked a weapon, right? So Jenny knew she was going to be like a hunter. For some reason, I thought Molly was going to pick the banana, but I
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I wanted to know what that meant, the
yeah,
banana.
yeah, me too. That she was
I was
really
curious.
hungry. She was supernaturally hungry all the time. But no, she picked the singing bowl, which I thought was really interesting because that's how Jenny found Molly in the first place. You know, was through like the meditation and that's kind of what put them on the path.
Well, not to mention, remember we were talking about what kind of role she would play in the group,
Hmm.
being that she's so young, that we were thinking that maybe she'd have some spiritual like help them like mentally, and that's basically what that standard for.
Yeah. Yep. So it's interesting, and it seems like they're gonna go more with Molly having visions and stuff like that. That seems to be the path that they're going with her, and her kind of being very hyper aware and attuned to her environment, what's going on around her, because she instantly realized last week, you know, that something was off with her dad, and she's very resourceful, and you know she got away and did all that. Now we know she's psychically like linked to Crane, being the witnesses and all. And what happened with Jenny? She was a witness with Abby. Is she still a witness technically? I thought there were only two witnesses. Like that.
There is only two witnesses. She's not really a witness. She's just a warrior.
So only Abby was the witness in that case? I thought Abby and Jenny
Yeah.
were both witnesses at the time. Did something happen that removed Jenny's witness status?
Didn't think she ever had the witness status.
I thought that the two of them watching that signified that she was. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could have sworn now that there was. And I know Crane has been a witness now this whole time, but I don't even know anymore. I don't. Like, I'm actually confused on that. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit. But, and then at the end of the episode, once again, as we mentioned, Logan shows back up, Robbie K. And Brian in chat says, for me, the only disappointing part of this episode was how little they showed off Robbie K, who I was really excited to see. So, I'm not the only one that's really excited. Kim she doesn't watch the other shows that Robbie K was associated with, so she hasn't got to know him yet.
I'm far too behind in I need to binge watch once upon a time. I haven't.
So, this is going to be your first experience with Robbie K, and I'm actually excited because I want to see what your opinion of him is going to be as seeing him
mine will be
the
different
first time.
yeah.
Like, this is your first experience with him. How it made be different from mine because of that.
Well, I already never expected him to be more than just a one-off. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I thought he was just like, oh, it's going to be something. I didn't know that he was more than what he was.
Yeah. And we find out at the end here that Logan is working with Malcolm, with Dreyfus, and he did this intentionally to spread the virus. I think, anyway, that's the way I took it.
He's apparently getting some sort of power. Now, what that is, or how he got it, or how we were here, that was not explained.
Yeah. But just the fact that we're getting more Robbie K for more episodes, at least one more episode, I'm gonna assume. It's definite one more episode. The way they left that, there's no way. Because I thought it was also kind of odd because I did see Robbie K's name in the opening credit scroll, not the title one, but in the featuring, like after the fact, you know, when they start rolling some names like the producers and stuff like that, it said guest star Robbie K, and usually you don't see that when it's a one-off kind of like small role like he had here. It wasn't like you'll see that when you have a guest character that has a very significant role, but he was very, very minor in this episode. So I thought that was unusual to begin with. So the fact that he's going to be around for more was good. And Brian also said, was I the only one expecting Molly to watch the video? I kind of thought she was too. So
Yeah, I thought that maybe even right, like part of me was like when she was talking about it, like no, she's not watching anything. I thought she was watching it right then and there. Is what I thought was going on.
Yeah.
But
yep. So I think that's about it. You have anything else, Kim?
no.
No. All right. Kim, where can the people find you? Oh, wait, we forgot to do the synopsis for next week.
I was
Oh, my goodness. How could we do this? Sleepy Owl episode 9.
Child's Play. That's not. Is that really?
I don't think so. One second. I closed
Child's
everything.
Play.
I closed everything thinking we were done, and I lost my synopsis.
I'm all like,
Yeah, the episode is called Child's Play. And I do know that based on the preview we watched, it's about Molly's imaginary friend coming to life. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. So, when a monster appears that resembles Molly's childhood imaginary friend, Diana realizes her daughter's life as a witness will be anything but normal. Meanwhile, Molly gets her chance to see the vault for the first time. First time, period. Sorry, thought there was more there. But yeah. It's gonna be exciting. Can't wait to see Molly's reaction to the vault, see what kind of objects trigger visions for Molly, and to see Chucky come to life.
I'm like, now I want a Chucky reference.
There better be a Chucky reference. So, Kim, where can the people find you?
On the Twitters at HUFFITY,
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. You can also find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Till next time. See you guys later.
Bye.